Today, I start with a story. A parrot was brought up in a toady shop. It was taught how to speak, and when it spoke, only abusive language came from its mouth. Obscene words issued forth smoothly. There is another parrot brought up in an ashram of a sannyas, a hermit's cottage. It spoke only sanguine words, soothing words, words of sobriety. What does the story indicate? Proximity is very important in life. Proximity brings an osmotic effect, osmotic pressure. Without visible signets or signs, something percolates into our being. Maybe the presence of a person or an object. Its very presence causes a tonic effect on us. But some other presence has a toxic effect. Therefore, proximity can bring both tonic and toxic results. Proximity has the power to evoke feelings, memories, and images. We should be careful or worry about the kind of presence close to us. Tonic presence, positive presence, life-giving presence is always welcome. It generates a resonant, unheard voice. When you hear that voice, make sure it is a valuable proximity that is in manifestation. The nearer you are to that type of presence, to that type of person or object, the better the result will be. The quantity and the quality of your contentment will be better. I give you an example. Proximity to children. Proximity to children gives you a strange healing touch. Watching them play in the park or at home is a pleasure. Children at games reminds you of your childhood. A time when you live without any burdens or vain hope. That's why Wordsworth sang in a poem, Immortality Ode is sang. There was a time when meadow, grove and stream, the earth and every common sight to me it seemed apparelled in celestial light. The glory and the freshness of a dream. Look at the beauty of childhood. So when you see children before you, when you are in the presence of children, you get a healing touch. You are far from the madding crowd of ignoble strife. You are far from the present unwanted pressure which weighs you down. Their innocence, the innocence of children, seeps into you with the tranquility and lightness. Some people spend their time in the temple or church, not merely to offer prayers, but just to sit. It is a passive ritual. Proximity to a silent place is a passive ritual. We don't articulate sometimes. No words. On the other hand, we are drawn to the presence of someone positive, someone precious, someone beyond words. No talk is needed. No articulation is done. No action. No advice. No verbosity. That is the mystery of proximity. Proximity does not necessitate interaction or attention. It may and it may not. Its space is its stillness, its unspokenness. We say nothing, but merely share the stillness around us. We feel solidly grounded, assured and elevated, all because someone is simply with you. His very presence is enough. His very presence is enough. That this type of proximity or presence brings sense. It brings sense to our being, to our very existence. It may be the presence of a loved one, or a bosom friend, or your beloved parents, or your siblings, or a guru, and even a neighbor. You cannot name a particular presence. The presence that brings you a tonic effect is the presence you want. The toxic presence you don't want. So proximity matters. What you are proximate to influences your life. That's why it is said, a man is known by the company he keeps.